Why did only Jungkook and Jimin BTS shine in golden suits at Dior Paris Fashion Week? Was it their personal choice, Dior's hidden strategy, or a secret symbol of BTS's global reign? Could this golden duo be the fashion world's bold declaration that Jungkook and Jimin are now the ultimate icons of gold? Join the heated debate, drop your thoughts in the comments, smash the like button if you're shocked, and subscribe for the latest updates, because this story is about to shake ARMY and the entire fashion industry. Why is the world still buzzing, asking over and over again the same burning question? Why were only Jungkook and Jimin BTS dressed in dazzling golden suits at Dior's Paris Fashion Week? What was behind the glitter, the shine, the deliberate decision to place them as the ultimate showstoppers on the runway of one of the most powerful fashion houses in history? Was this Dior's carefully crafted plan? Or were Jungkook and Jimin themselves the masterminds of this golden spectacle? The answer, hidden in the aura of mystery and the whispers of Paris's fashion elite, has left fans, media, and the industry itself in a state of wonder and speculation. And the more we ask, the deeper the puzzle becomes. Was this truly about clothes, or was it about the coronation of two men as symbols of global fashion royalty? The cameras did not lie. When Jungkook and Jimin emerged, clad in gold that reflected every light in the Dior venue, the atmosphere shifted. It was no longer just another fashion show, no longer just another celebrity appearance. It became a statement, a golden proclamation that demanded the attention of the entire world. Was Dior subtly declaring that BTS's golden era was being translated into the very language of haute couture? Or was this a private nod to ARMY, a symbolic gesture only those who have followed every heartbeat of the group could understand? Fans were quick to flood social media. Why gold? Why only them? Why now? The shock did not just come from the shimmering fabric. It came from the pairing, Jungkook and Jimin, side by side, radiating like twin flames, branded immediately as the golden duo. Was this coincidence, or the unveiling of a calculated narrative? Fashion insiders have long whispered that Dior sees in Jungkook and Jimin a duality that balances power and elegance, charisma and vulnerability, rebellion and harmony. By placing them together in matching golden suits, was Dior telling us that no other pair could embody the future of fashion with such intensity? Or was Dior daring to rewrite its own rules, crowning the two idols as the new definition of gold standard? The symbolism of gold cannot be ignored. Across history, gold has represented victory, divinity, immortality, and glory. By wrapping Jungkook and Jimin in this sacred color, did Dior intend to immortalize them as untouchable icons, beyond trends, beyond borders? Was it Dior's way of whispering to the world, these two are not just stars, they are timeless legends already etched into the fabric of global culture? Or was the gold an intimate message from Jungkook and Jimin themselves, a quiet reminder to ARMY that even as the group walks different paths, their legacy shines brighter than ever? The emotional weight was undeniable. Fans in Paris described the moment as surreal, almost dreamlike. Two young men from Korea, now standing as golden emperors in the capital of fashion, every flash of the camera echoing with years of struggle, sacrifice, and triumph. Could this moment have been staged as a tribute to BTS's journey, transforming their story of resilience into a living piece of fashion history? And if so, was Dior complicit in telling a tale that blurred the line between music and couture, between idol and legend? Some ask, could this golden look signal the start of something bigger? Perhaps a Dior campaign featuring Jungkook and Jimin as the dual faces of a new global era? Perhaps the silent beginning of BTS's fashion empire, built on symbolism, exclusivity, and the magnetism of two men who can command an entire room with a single glance? Or could it even be foreshadowing a collaboration so monumental that the fashion industry itself will tremble under its weight? The debate rages on. Critics call it a marketing stunt. Supporters call it genius. ARMY calls it destiny. But deep down, one question lingers. Did we just witness Jungkook and Jimin's coronation as the golden boys of the global stage? Not just in music, not just in performance, but in the eternal kingdom of fashion? And if so, what comes next? Perhaps Dior wanted the shock. Perhaps Dior wanted the chaos. Perhaps Dior wanted the world to argue, to speculate, to obsess. And in doing so, to engrave forever in memory that night when Jungkook and Jimin stepped into gold, and left the world speechless. Perhaps Dior wanted us to feel exactly what we are feeling now. Confusion, awe, curiosity, and the burning need to know the truth. But maybe the truth is not meant to be clear. Maybe the truth is that Jungkook and Jimin do not need to explain. The golden suits, the stares, the silence, the electricity in the air, that was the explanation. The fashion world has already chosen. The golden look was not just fabric, not just design, not just couture. It was history, stitched in gold, worn by two men whose names will echo long after the lights of Paris have dimmed. So we are left to wonder, to question, to dream. Were we witnessing fashion's boldest move of the decade? Or were we simply seeing what we have always known? That Jungkook and Jimin were destined to shine brighter than anyone else, that gold was always their color, and that the world is only just beginning to realize it? The answers may come later, or perhaps never at all. But one thing is certain. The golden vision of Jungkook and Jimin at Dior Paris Fashion Week will haunt us, inspire us, and provoke us for years to come. And now the question shifts to you. What do you think? Was Dior sending us a hidden message? Was this about BTS's legacy, about ARMY, about fashion, or about something even deeper that we cannot yet name? Drop your thoughts below, let the debate rage in the comments, and if you felt the shock of gold as much as the rest of the world, hit that like button, share this story, and subscribe to keep this golden fire burning. Because this is not the end of the story. This is just the beginning. But why, out of all the members, was it Jungkook and Jimin who stepped into that golden spotlight? Was Dior carefully curating a story about duality, light and shadow, voice and movement, grace and raw power, and deciding that only these two could embody it? Or was this Dior's subtle way of telling us that the fashion world has finally chosen its golden heirs, bypassing traditional models and Hollywood icons to place two K-pop idols on a throne that once seemed unreachable? The whispers backstage in Paris were as loud as the cheers outside. Journalists leaned into one another, exchanging theories. Was this Dior's ultimate publicity strategy? To make the entire internet buzz not about its designs in general, but about two men draped in gold? Or was it more personal? Was this Dior's homage to the unique synergy that Jungkook and Jimin have carried since debut? A synergy fans have called magnetic, unexplainable, and eternal? Could Dior have been quietly watching BTS's rise for years, waiting for the perfect moment to immortalize this bond through fashion? ARMY's reaction was immediate and explosive. Social media lit up in a storm of questions, memes, tears, and gasps. Hashtags like #GoldenJungkook, #Dior Golden Boys, and #BTS in Gold dominated the global trending lists. Fans dissected every detail. The cut of the suits, the stitching of the fabric, the way the gold shimmered differently under the lights, even the subtle body language between Jungkook and Jimin. Some fans claimed it was not coincidence that Jimin's suit gleamed in a softer hue of gold while Jungkook's radiated with a deeper, darker tone. Was Dior hinting at their contrasting yet complementary energies? Was the house quietly telling us that only together could they form the complete spectrum of gold? But the real shock came when rumors began swirling that Dior had originally intended for a group of celebrities to wear the golden pieces. Yet at the last moment, all others were dropped, leaving only Jungkook and Jimin. Why? Did Dior realize that no one else could carry such a daring statement without being overshadowed? Or did Dior intentionally isolate them, knowing the sight of just two would magnify the mystery, force the world to ask questions, and carve this golden moment into history? Fashion critics were torn. Some praised Dior for brilliance, saying the golden suits were a symbol of evolution in the fashion world, a sign that the East was no longer a guest at Paris's table, but now a ruler in its own right. Others, more cynical, argued that Dior had simply used Jungkook and Jimin as tools, leveraging BTS's influence to dominate headlines. But could it really be that simple? Would Dior risk its prestigious reputation on mere gimmicks? Or was the house, one of the oldest and most respected in fashion, truly honoring them with a gesture so powerful it crossed into the realm of cultural revolution? And yet, beneath the debate, there was emotion. Fans cried watching the clips. They saw not just idols, but young men who had once trained in small rooms, who had once been doubted, now walking like golden emperors on one of the grandest stages in the world. The golden suits became more than fashion. They became a mirror of every ARMY's journey, a reflection of pride, resilience,